Ready for football now on a sunny Florida afternoon. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They come out here in the eye. Now it's the Chiefs' all-time leading rusher. It's Jamal Charles on the carry. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense, it's really kind of geared to stop that play. Your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
Griffin now off the bootleg. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On third down, Griffin. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up first downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
A first down carry here for Charles. Room here to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
We just saw what a lot of teams call a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game. That signifies they want to run the football. Yeah, occasionally they'll play action and throw it, but most of the time, those guys on the field means strength, power, run the ball behind them. And now what a lot of teams are doing is they're taking an extra offensive tackle and putting him in a tight end number to give them even more blocking power, and we just saw it on that play.
On second down, here's Griffin. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So he makes the grab, and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
They go back to the ground now with Charles. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
Again, it's Charles. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Yeah, they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a fourth down.
And sometimes it doesn't matter how big and strong and powerful you are. The defense is going to win an occasional battle, and they did on that one. Stopped him well short of picking up a first down.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Second down, and the offense needing 5 yards. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So the offense has it first and 10.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
So after the mistake by the offense, it cost him 5 yards. And now first and 15. They'll come out in the pistol. From the shotgun, Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
To throw again is Wilson. Finding time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Damon Harrison in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on third down after that sack. Third and long, it's Wilson. And he's got the hook up for the first time with a veteran, Jeremy Maclin. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
They'll start the drive with Jamal Charles. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now it's Griffin sliding out of the pocket. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So third down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
It went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. This is Charles. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Jerry Rice, 41 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He'll buy some time right. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now a first down following that long gain. They come up in an offset eye. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Travis Kelce in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons draw a bit closer.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the first half.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality. He sets the tempo for the game.
Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And it's 4th and 4. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Being chased out left. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They come out here in the eye. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. They come up in an offset eye. Following the penalty, here's Charles. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves them with a more standard 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. On the ground with Ripkowski. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle. And now it's a 3rd and 4 situation for the offense. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. Griffin. And this is going to be incomplete. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. Here we go on 4th down with Griffin. Sanders has it over the middle. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
That was a good, strong run there.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, Jamal Charles. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator is relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run.
Now a handoff. This is Charles. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Charles, the lone setback. He'll get the football here. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now in Miami, it's the Raiders with a lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. And this seemingly endless drive continues. Now they'll throw it with Griffin. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Offense has been out there a while. This is their 14th play in this series. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. To throw is RG3. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
and he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game. Time starting to run out here in the fourth. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. Now Wilson. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And he'll give it here to his running back. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. 2nd down following the run. And he'll go on the ground. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Again, we'll see the pistol here. He'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. And Adams has it complete. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
I remember in pregame.
Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot of...
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And now they're going to go for 2 and a possible win as this crowd rises to make things difficult. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will not get into the end zone. The defense makes the stop of the game on the 2-point try, and they might just get out of here with a win after all. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. And now Oakland ready to take the field. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Always, hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right?
And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They'll try to eat some clock now with Charles. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff.